there's one thing I'm going to say, and I've debated all day whether or not I'm going to say it. It should be a given, but I'm going to say it anyway. That we need to respect each other. We have a lot of different values, ideas, everything in this room, and we need to respect each other's thoughts and what they believe in and show courtesy to each other. So there, I said it. And if for any reason someone gets out of hand, we will ask you to leave. But I'm sure that's not going to happen, but I had to say it.
You got the hammer.
Yeah. I've always wanted to hit somebody with this instead of just a table. I'm just teasing. Okay. I'd like to welcome the District 2 candidates, and I placed them in alphabetical order because that was the easiest way to do it. I was going to draw numbers, I was going to do all kinds of things in alphabetical order. So, starting with Autumn Andahl, and we have Cheryl McEwen Harper, Michelle Turner, and Trevor Whitkey. I am so pleased that they all accepted the invitation for tonight. I think this is going to be most useful to everybody. And the format of the evening is, first of all, each candidate will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to make an opening statement. We have a timekeeper, so they will not go over 5 minutes. As we will ask them to please finish their sentence and stop when they see the stop sign. They'll get a 1 minute warning and then to stop. Question and answers, I've already got, if anybody else has a question they'd like to ask, I've got some 3x5 cards out at the table. I do ask that you put your name on them, along with your question. And I assured the candidates that I would screen them and they wouldn't get any gotcha questions. So we're trying to be respectful of their time also. So the total question and answer period will last about 25 minutes. And then each candidate then will be given them a maximum of 5 minutes to make a closing statement. So if this all works pretty well, we should be done about no later than 7:15, which is only 15 minutes longer than the meetings usually ask. So 5 minutes is a long time to talk, so maybe they won't talk for 5 minutes.
My name is Keith. I am the vice chairman of the Central Committee. We've found out in the last couple meetings that if there's any talking going on in the room, the Zoom people can't hear what's going on. So please, don't have separate conversations going on, and let the speakers speak. But really just don't, if we have extra conversations going on, the people on Zoom will not hear the speakers.
Okay, yes, Rosemary?
You might ask people to turn off their phones.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean me?
It's gonna rain.
Better yet, throw them in the river.
Well, we got our phones for timing, but I will put mine on airplane mode. Oh, here's Lisa. Okay, I gotta send her the link.
Oh, cool.
All right, so without further ado, we're gonna start. Again, I'm just doing this alphabetical. It was the easiest way. So Autumn, you have a maximum of 5 minutes to introduce yourself and whatever you'd like to say.
Going first again, guys.
Go for it.
Okay. You ready, sir? Good evening. I'm Autumn Andahl, candidate for District 2 Supervisor. Honored to be here tonight. Thank you for the invitation, Sharon and everybody else. Thank all of you for coming, and thank the three of you. I have a deep love, a sense of pride, and an understanding of the history, traditions, and values of our rural ways of life here in Calaveras County. I am running for supervisor because I have the experience required to work collaboratively and effectively to not only preserve the quality of life we all enjoy here in D2, but improve it for our next generations to come. I am a candidate for the community, of the community. I have a common sense, middle of the road approach. I have been advocating for D2 officially since 2008. I've been supporting schools, fire safety, public service, and building of communities. Through my efforts, actions, and extensive experience, my dedication is evident to D2. If elected, I will continue advocating for schools and the youth of District 2, supporting our first responders, and expanding our fire preparedness. I will ensure that all property owners have the knowledge, the skills, and the tools they need to take ownership of their land management. I will work to make fire insurance more affordable and workforce housing more available. I will support and encourage all economic development opportunities. I will support the completion of the animal shelter and continue supporting parks and community centers. I would also like to bolster our vocational offerings at our local high schools.
Recording in progress.
I'd like to streamline the career pathways with nearby community colleges or for these kids to go directly into our county workforce. So for those of you who do not know me, I am a third generation to live on my ranch. We are right between Railroad Flat, Mountain Ranch, and McCalmy Hill, so center of District 2. My husband is a CAL FIRE prevention captain here in San Andreas, and we have 3 children who attend Calaveras High School, Toyon Middle School, and McCalmy Hill Elementary School. They are all very active in sports and agriculture and community work. In fact, they were part of the group that helped decorate the light poles here in San Andreas for Christmas time and reluctantly undecorate them. So it's a priority of mine that District 2 remains the wonderful place we all love for our children, our grandchildren, and many generations to come. We don't plant trees to shade ourselves. We plant them for our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren to have shade. So my work, I want to see continue to serve everybody. I currently work at First 5. It's a division of Health and Human Services of Calaveras County. Working as a county employee has given me direct experience with our county government. I am entering this race with many relationships with different county departments, small businesses, and the employees of the county. I love working here alongside amazing, dedicated people, and I would love the opportunity to serve in another capacity, such as supervisor. In addition to my employment, I pride myself on my volunteerism. I have worked specifically in the D2 area, mostly with Blue Mountain Community Renewal Council. We have done lots of projects, writing grants, forming partnerships, and finding innovative funding opportunities. I would expand on this more later, everything we've done up country, mostly around the schools, the ballpark, free community meals. After Butte Fire, we were very active, boots on the ground. We received over $100,000 in donations that we helped the community to recover. I hope that my years of experience working, volunteering, and advocating and living in the community demonstrate for you all my dedication, understanding, and commitment to Calaveras County. I'm running as a community member. I do not have any personal political agendas. When challenging circumstances arise, and I'm forced as supervisor to make difficult decisions, I believe that my connection will help me be a voice of reason and rationale. A candidate with years of boots on the ground experience in D2, such as myself, I feel is exactly what our Board of Supervisors needs. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I forgot you worked at First 5. I worked at First 5 too for a while.
It's fun.
Yes. Cheryl.
Ready? I am Cheryl McEwen Harper, and I'm grateful to be here tonight with my fellow candidates. Thank you all for coming, and to my hosts for hosting. I've come to see that my worthy opponents and I have many things in common. We share certain skills and values, we all love our community, and some of us have accounting experience. So what makes me stand apart? Having only been here for approximately 12 years and moving around a lot as a kid, I deeply appreciate and honor being a part of a community in a way I've never experienced before. When you've never had something, it makes it pretty special. This also says much about our communities. I think one of the things that sets me apart is that I speak up, oftentimes when people wish I wouldn't. but I'm not a bureaucrat. I have more than just my community involvement to add to my distinctive perspectives. I'm an accounting and tax professional with decades of experience with everything from startups to multi-million-dollar corporations. Getting them information to make good decisions for their companies is critical. I do the same for my community, I'll do the same for you, and I'm excellent at connecting people and resources. And you can always count on me to be the one that's asking questions, encouraging others to ask questions, and creating discussion. Good information helps make good decisions. It's vital to my accounting and tax clients, and it's vital to you too. And if I see something that doesn't look right, a conflict of interest, or I don't agree with how money is being spent, you bet you will hear my voice. The recent funding of Parks and Rec Commission was prioritized over critical service funding and county worker wages. I'm not against parks. I don't care if it's the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo Commission. If it was prioritized over critical services funding and county workers, I'm going to question the funding. I support our people and critical services over projects. If it's coming before critical services, it won't have my vote. I will squawk, and you should know about it before things happen. Any one of us can have an item pulled from the board agenda for discussion. We can speak at the meetings, have our voices heard, and I commit to ensure you know when, where, and how to do this. I can't promise to change the world, but I can promise to make sure you have enough information to change the world that affects you. Board agendas, links, short video summaries, town meetings, etc. Let's talk about things. I promise to listen. The Visitors Bureau could be investigating a new type of tourism. Our county is one of the top 3 producers of cannabis.
Hardware store. The supervisor's job is to review and approve the budget, a tool that exemplifies the priorities of the county, not just rubber stamp it. A supervisor's job is to provide staff with direction that creates the environment in which governance occurs. A supervisor's job is full-time. It's not possible to meet with constituents, advocate for county interests, thoroughly review packets, and prepare for meetings while working 40 hours a week doing something else. It's also important to recognize what a supervisor is not. A supervisor is not in charge of anything. A supervisor must collaborate with and build consensus among the other supervisors just to keep the lights on, much less affect real change. So what makes me the right candidate? I understand the job. I've been serving as an elected official for over 10 years. I have the administrative and financial background needed. My guiding principles are fiscal responsibility, transparent governance, strategic planning, public safety, and representative advocacy. It will be my honor, should you choose to elect me, to champion your interests. I'm dedicated to working tirelessly and advocating for policies that make our county a better place to live, work, and thrive. Experience matters. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mark, Sharon, the committee. I really appreciate you. My name is Trevor Whitkey. I'm running for District 2 Supervisor with my fellow candidates up here. Appreciate everyone coming. So,
Louder, can't hear you.
sorry. So yeah, my name is Trevor Whitkey. I'm running for District 2 Supervisor, and District 2 is a unique district with a unique history and political culture and tradition all its own in Calaveras County. We have benefited from 20 years of strong leadership that has helped us overcome adversity and incredible challenges. In our district, we've gone through the collapse of the timber industry, the elimination of timber jobs, the closure of mills. We've seen the decline in population, and we've seen economic downturn, school closures. We also went through the catastrophic Butte fire. There have been years of booms and busts that we've gone through here in Calaveras County, specifically in District 2. We've overcome these hardships by coming together, building a unique political culture in our district. We've rallied behind candidates who have open-mindedness, experience, and leadership that has guided us through the problems that we've faced. As a District 2 Supervisor, with your help, I would intend to keep these traditions alive. So, let's speak about experience. I have a unique background and a unique set of experience growing up in District 2. I grew up out on Harbor Road, which in Lake Autumn. I live between 3 towns in the district. I grew up out there in between Mountain Ranch, Moke Hill, and San Andreas. I know what it's like to grow up on a dirt road with a single mom struggling to make ends meet in this community. I also was the executive director of the Calaveras Cannabis Alliance. I took over as the executive director in 2017 after the urgency ordinance had been adopted. At that time, there was a lot of chaos in the community, there was a lot of division, and people were very afraid of the crime and the different problems that were created by allowing cannabis cultivation in residential neighborhoods. We worked with the community to try and get cannabis regulations on the books that would remove cannabis cultivation, commercial cannabis cultivation, from residential neighborhoods. We successfully built a coalition around regulations that we proposed back in 2017, and while it took years of effort on the part of ourselves and others, we were able to come up with comprehensive regulations, and those regulations, once implemented, have helped to resolve many of the problems and the divisiveness that was created by the urgency ordinance back in 2016. We worked with the sheriff's office, local residents who were negatively impacted by those who we sought out input from local organizations involved in land use policy making, and we were able to craft regulations that worked for the vast majority of the community. I remember Al sat through all those meetings with us all those years ago. It's good to see you again, Al. And so together we've created 83 businesses, 530 local jobs. We've helped to create an industry that produces between $14 and $20 million according to the Calaveras County Ag Report. And we also have raised $3.2 million in tax revenue for the community. We did this by bringing people together and working towards real solutions that have created real tangible benefits for the entire community. When I talk about open-mindedness, I want everyone to know that I'm not an ideologue or a demagogue. I believe that the purpose of a supervisor is to bring people together to fix the challenges that we face, to work to find commonality and consensus, even in the most contentious issues. Many of the issues affecting District 2 are interrelated and been around for many years. If they were easy to fix, they would have been fixed by now. But being open-minded means being willing to examine the issues, being open to any reasonable idea backed up by facts, data, and fiscal reality. I believe it's important to evaluate all sides of an issue to come to the best decision. Leadership is another issue that's important. I believe that leadership means being informed, it means doing your homework and being prepared for every meeting you come to. I have executive experience running an organization that has accomplished its primary objective by creating the regulatory program that is now in place here in Calaveras County for the cannabis industry. I've helped to craft comprehensive regulations that have helped to create a multi-million-dollar industry that has helped to raise over $3 million in tax revenue for our community. And I've helped to make the tough decisions that had to eliminate many different farms that weren't able to make it through because they were in residential neighborhoods. And with this leadership and experience, I think that I am the best candidate, and I would greatly appreciate your vote when you go to cast your ballot on March 5th.